Hi, this is Akaji Vishwakarma once again to have a topic on electrical DC machines. In DC machines, we will be covering two topics. One is DC generators and another is DC motor. First of all, we'll start with DC generator. What is DC generator? We'll start with DC generator. DC generator is an electrical machine which converts a mechanical power to electrical power through the medium of magnetic induction. So, if it is a machine, suppose if we are providing some mechanical power to it, it is converting into electrical rotating power. In the same way, if you are applying it electrical power in the machine, it is getting converted into a mechanical power which is called as the electrical motor. So when it is from mechanical to electrical, it is called as generator. When it is from electrical to mechanical, it is called as motor. So this is the way mechanical energy is converted into electrical, electrical energy is converted into mechanical by the process of magnetic induction, by Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction, Lorentz force, and some other also. We will be discussing those in a few minutes. First of all, I would like to tell you that an electrical machine which is working as a generator, first of all, it means that we are driving it by a prime mover, means we are giving a mechanical energy to it. Something is happening in here and it is getting converted into electrical energy. So, the same machine can be used as a DC motor. When we are supplying electrical energy to it, it is going into the magnetic domain. Magnetic domain is getting converted into mechanical power, then it is called as a motor. So now we will see the construction of a DC machine. We will be having a quick look at DC machines construction. What is that? Again, a round will come, which is a yoke of the machine, which is providing the rigidity to the machine and which is holding the machine exactly. This is the frame on which the machine is mounted. After that, there are some ports. Right now, I'm talking about 4-pole machine or 2-pole pair machine. So these will be alternating north and south in nature. This would be north, this would be south, or whatever. This would be south, whatever. So not going into that first of all. These are called as the poles, on which wiring is there. Some wiring is there. These are not the permanent magnets, but they are the electromagnets. When they are not energized by electrical energy, they are a piece of iron, but when electricity passes through it, it becomes an electromagnet. So this electromagnet passes through. Another thing, magnetic energy is passing through the air gap and cutting the armature. This another round which is in the center is called the armature of the machine. It is having some slots to have the winding inside. These small blue color circles, right now I'm related by a circle, but just say it's tell you that they are called as the armature or armature slots actually, in which the windings will be placed. Armature windings will be placed in this. And since we are talking about DC generators, there will be a small thing which is called as the commutator, Commutator serves the purpose of converting AC to DC or DC to AC. In DC generator, it serves the purpose of converting alternating current to DC. This is a very important point again to remember for objective type of questions, that in generator particularly, it does the work from AC to DC, and in motors it's work for DC to AC. This is called a commutator, which is an important part. We will be discussing that what commutator exactly it is and what it does, what is the purpose of the commutator. We'll see that. But just for the construction's point of view, I'm telling you that this is called as the commutator. Now coming to the another thing which is mounted on the commutator, which is shown in black right now. From these, the wirings will be coming out of the machine. These are called the brushes which are actually touching the commutator, and they are touched by a string, so that there is not a harsh touch on the commutator. They are just placed on the commutator so that they can collect current from, or they can give current to the machine. So these are called the brushes. These are called the brushes. Both are called as brushes. Again, this is called a frame on which the machine is mounted. This is called a yoke. These black wirings are called the field winding. These blue thing, which is called as a pole and pole shoe. This part is called as the pole shoe. We will be discussing that also. After that, this thing is called as the armature again. These are called the armature slots. In which armature wiring is there. They are having a wiring. This is called commutator, this is called brushes. We already discussed those. So now coming again to the construction, what is the use of what. Now coming to first of all pole and pole shoe. Then as I said that these poles are mounted on the lobe of the machine, and they serve as a purpose for giving the electromagnet, giving the electrical energy, providing the electrical energy to the machine in the form of magnetic magnetic domain. These are called the pole shoe. They actually serve two purposes. First of all, since the shape of the pole shoe is like horseshoe, that's why they are named as shoe. This is the pole tips. This way they are actually this part. So actually the purpose of the pole shoe is to support the field winding first of all, otherwise the field winding will collapse into the armature and there may be a short circuit when the machine is working on high speed or when the machine is having a jerk kind of things. So to support the field winding there should be something which is mounted below the pole and which is called as the pole shoe. Another thing which is done by the pole shoe is that since if I am having a pole like this, so what will happen? The field of the pole will be like somewhat like this, which is not desirable. I want to have the spread of the field so that the conductors will be having the proper magnetic field when they are cutting it. So rather than making my pole like that, I have a different construction which is called as a pole shoe, so that these are designed in such a way that they give the magnetic flux like this, so that the magnetic flux reaches the armature in a proper way. Another thing, now we'll be discussing about the armature slots. These are called armature slots and they are in such a way that they are actually square in nature. So armature winding is hosed into that, and after that when the armature is rotating, so it is supporting the armature winding also. They are made in such a way that armature winding does not go out of the this armature. So they are tapered at the outer end and they have a bigger weight. Means if I enlarge this thing, this would be like somewhat like this, so that when the armature winding is placed inside, it will not go out when it is in the centrifugal force, and centrifugal force but of this will be working outside, so it will not come out. So this is the way armature slots are there. Coming to back to the commutator, what commutator exactly is? Commutator is an amplifier. When we talk about a DC machine, a very important part in DC machine is that it should have a commutator, which is serving two purposes. One, it is converting AC to DC when it is in generator, and when it is working as a motor, it is converting it from DC to AC. This is the purpose of the commutator, to have the rectification of the output or the input. Correct. When I am talking about a motor, then it is in the output will be my AC. So convert, it is done in DC. And coming to there are two types of wiring. One is called the field wiring, which is actually providing the flux to the machine. And these are the armature winding, which is actually giving the rotation because of these two collides with each other, and something happens which we will discuss later, and our motor rotates or my generator starts working. Now, coming to another part of this thing is that when I talk about the brushes, what is the use of the brushes? Again, the brushes are placed in such a way that they are in the magnetic and neutral axis. We will be talking about magnetic and neutral axis as well as magnetic and neutral axis also, and engineering after one. And what are brushes actually? They are actually collecting the current or giving the current to the machine when we talk about DC machine. This is about the construction of the total DC machine.